Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. It is June 26th, and I got a lot of Cattleya buds to show you. My Cattleya Rexes are doing more than I thought they were going to do this summer. I'm really excited. So first of all, we've got Inti, and Inti is in bloom. This is Inti's second bloom. Inti bloomed for the first time in 2019. Last year it was set back quite a bit, but look how nicely that they have opened up. Just really evenly spaced, and these are big flowers too. Like, these are much bigger than the other ones that we've seen this summer. Really, really big flowers, so that's great. And the shape on them isn't perfect, but big floofy flowers, really nice. Really happy with those. But I just wanted to show you how many we've still got coming, because believe it or not, this is still early. Cattleya Rex isn't supposed to bloom until July. So we've had several bloom already, but the ones that are actually on time, those are just now coming up. So this is Mayu. This is a plant that was awarded a few weeks ago, and it has a second sheath with buds coming up in it, so that's going to be blooming soon. This plant, Urku, was, it bloomed, this spike bloomed back at the end of April, was judged in May, and then it's got two sheaths that have just kind of been sitting here for a couple months, but you can see that there are buds in those sheaths now, so both of these sheaths are going to bloom. Alright, this one we've been watching, this is Cattleya. This is Cattleya's second bloom, and it's gonna be pushing out here pretty soon, right? Then this one, total surprise. I mean, it's kind of still seedling sized, I guess, but it's pushing out this sheath, and this sheath has got buds in it down there. That's a surprise. So this one's gonna be blooming. And then this plant has a name. This is Nina. Nina means fire in Quechua, and Nina has buds in this sheath as well. So, tons more to come. Really, really excited about that. Did not expect to have that many Cattleya Rex blooms in 1 year, and it's just going to keep getting better. Some major, not major, but some big changes are coming to the collection. I blame Fred Clark because he came out, Sunset Valley Orchids came out with their new Catasetum list about a week ago, and normally I don't subscribe to that kind of stuff because I don't need anything to tempt me, but I was browsing around on Orchid Board, someone had posted that the new list was out, I was curious, and it just so happened that there are two plants on there that I had been thinking about for years, and he had really, really, really fantastic examples of them up for purchase, and so I decided, all right, I'm going to do it. So I bought a Cynoches cooperi, or cooperi. It's going to be my first species Catasetum. It's not as huge as these other two. So I have sold this one already, and this one I am going to sell probably locally if I can get away with not having to ship it somewhere. And the other plant that I got is a Cloecia Rebecca Northern. I've had my eye on that plant for years, and it has the same parent, this Cloecia Grace Dunn. So it's a smaller plant. So I'm getting two smaller Catasetum types, and I'm exchanging those out. I'm getting rid of these two because they are humongous plants, and I obviously would rather have smaller Catasetums and larger Cattleyas. That's the exchange. And I also have sold this plant. This is my award-winning Path Prime Child, and it's going to be going to a really good home, someone who's really going to take care of it and possibly breed with it and use it and really enjoy it. So this plant takes up a huge amount of space, and it's not loving the conditions in the tent. So I figure, why make this plant suffer? I sent one division to the Huntington. I've sold this division. Those are getting shipped out on Monday, so I'm going to have a little bit of room. I'm getting rid of 3 plants, and then I'm bringing 2 smaller plants in. So that is okay. That is okay. So I'm really excited about those. The ones from SVO that are coming are in 3-inch pots, so they may not bloom this year, but I kind of hope that they might. Even if it's just a couple flowers, it'd be really cool if they bloom this year. We'll do our best. Another plant kind of coming into its spotlight of the year. This is Vanda falcata, and you can see it's got lots of little buds pushing out. Excited to have 3 spikes on it this year. It got divided into 5 or 6 pieces back in January, and thanks to those of you who bought those pieces, and I hope that some of you are going to be enjoying blooms on your divisions as well. They should be budding up soon if they haven't already. The Cattleya Gaskelliana that we've been checking on the past few weeks is really putting out nice roots. I've found 2 more roots in addition to the 3 that we've been looking at there. So it's got 5 roots growing. It's got a new growth popping up there. You can see the leaves kind of split on it. So I'm excited. And I actually, I'm going to show you a picture here. I asked Carter and Holmes if they had any photos of this plant in bloom. This is a selfing of Cattleya Gaskelliana Newberry Delight, and I said, do you guys have any photos of Newberry Delight? So I'll put that photo up now. It's a really pale pink with a colored lip, and she says it's very fragrant. So hopefully the offspring of the selfing will be similar, and anytime we get a really fragrant, extremely fragrant is what she said. So an extremely fragrant Cattleya, I'm all for it. This Cattleya Rex, this is Uno, and Uno, you can see the flower has faded and the seed pod has begun to form. So that is going to be a 1-year long process in the maturing that seed pod, and hopefully a year from now we'll have a mature seed pod that will start to split, and we'll have this time an awarded parent for that seed. So hopefully that those seedlings will be a little bit more desirable to people who want to try Cattleya Rex. They'll have an awarded parent. And over here we got Cattleya Maxima. It's kind of fading. You can see the flowers are starting to kind of fold. The stems are turning yellow. Been a nice long run. These flowers last a month, even when with the heat and the sunlight in the tent. So really happy with those. And then everything else, basically the seedlings, they're really doing well. We're starting to see some new leaves push up, some stronger growth. These dowiana rosita seedlings, their roots are not loving this clay pot situation, which is so weird because the other seedlings seem to really like it. I mean, they're just grabbing right on and growing around. But for some reason, these, I don't know. I don't know if they've got something that's keeping the roots from growing. I don't know. But these 3 plants are just a big fingers crossed there, because I really am excited about those 3. Dowiana rosita. And then I showed on my Instagram yesterday or a couple days ago how you can kind of tell flower color from leaf color. So this is a Cattleya labiata, and this is a semi-alba. So you can see the new growth has very little pigment, if any pigment at all in it, right? And then next to it we have a typical labiata, and you can see the new growth on this guy has a more purple look to it, right? I'm not sure if this is a rubra, but definitely more, you can see the color there, right? And then next to that one, you have a labiata that is definitely a rubra. And, excuse me, look at the new growth on that. Look how purple it is. Look how dark purple it is. Pretty cool how that color comes out in the leaves. The little bitty seedlings seem to be doing okay. Got Blossfeldiana here. We've got the little Rex seedlings. And I think probably today or tomorrow I might go and get more of these little small pots, these small terracotta pots, and I might separate these into smaller groups and put them into the little terracotta pots. I can just line them up in this area here. Have plenty of space for them. This is in a wooden pot. I'm going to do the same thing with these guys. Oh, lights on. Have them set to come on just as the morning sun kind of goes over the building where I live. So this is their brightest. Well, the morning sun's actually brighter than the lights, but... Oh, and I also have one last thing, the development. So, these Bulbo Lovely Elizabeth divisions, I split this plant up. This was all one plant. I split this plant up in January. And as I was splitting it up, I noticed when I cut the rhizomes, there was a red ring. And I'm going to put that up on the screen now so you can see what I'm talking about. There was this red ring, right? And I was like, oh no, these plants are infected. They have fusarium. Darn it. But instead of throwing them all away, I was thinking, wait a minute. These plants are growing so well. And this is one of my very first orchids. I would hate to get rid of it. It blooms beautifully. Right about that time, I found out that there's a plant pathology laboratory that takes plant samples and analyzes them for infections and diseases and insect pests. And I said, well, you know what? So I took a piece of the plant, put it in a mailbox and sent a shipping box and sent it to this plant pathology lab. And they just got back to me last week. There was some delay in getting the box and analyzing the plant, but they said they analyzed it thoroughly. They found no evidence of any kind of fungal mycelia in the tissues, no spores. They said the plant was healthy as can be. And I said, you're kidding me. So that is great news, because now I can kind of, this plant's kind of been quarantined a little bit, off to the side, but now I can bring it back up into the light and feel a little bit better about it. Feel a lot better about it. I'm still curious what that red ring was. Maybe it's just pigment of the rhizome. I don't know. But I'm not going to... I'll still keep the same hygiene that I keep all my plants, keeping them separated as much as possible, not letting, water drip from one plant to another if I can help it, not letting them touch each other, and basic hygiene that you should do for all your orchids. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that according to them, there was no kind of pathogen in these plants. And that also means that I have about 6 divisions to get rid of. So I'm gonna try to find local people. I don't really hope I don't have to ship things off. But if I can't get local people to take all these divisions, then I'll see if there's anybody who wants one from YouTube or from Instagram. And then I guess one last thing is the Phalaenopsis. The spike is getting closer and closer. Those big white blooms are not far away. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me today on Migraine Pets. Really appreciate you stopping by, and hope you have a great week. Happy growing. People in the Pacific Northwest, please do your best to stay cool. I hear you guys are having horrible temperatures in excess of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like 45 degrees Celsius. Just ridiculous. So stay cool and take care, and we'll see you guys next week right here on Migraine Pets. I'm William Green. See ya.